In today's video, we're going to be reviewing the newest from Huda Beauty. She just came out with the new Matte Obsessions eyeshadow palettes. Each one is $32 and made in China. This one is the Cool Matte Obsession, and I love this color. It is giving me all the class in the world. And then the packaging inside, it is also super freaking pretty. Beautiful shades. In here we're getting icy mauve, dreamy pinks, pastel purples, and frosty browns. And here you have the warm matte obsessions. This one is full of toasty terracottas, rusty oranges, pretty peaches, and rich browns. How yummy. And then look how pretty they look together. As you can see, they have totally different color stories. Each palette comes with 9 shadows in 2 different matte formulas, which I really love the fact that we're not getting the same matte flat formulation throughout the whole entire palette. Thank you. In the warm, we have the cream to powder formula, which is this 2 right here. Although the shades is gonna be regular matte. And then in the cool, we have the cream to powder formula, these 2 shades right here, and then all the other shadows, it's gonna be in the regular matte formula. We are about to do some swatches, but I needed to put a little bit more of this. This is a shade Be About It from One Size, and I've been using this gloss basically every day. I know that a lot of you guys are on my ass about this glosses lipstick situation from One Size. Babe, I'm coming for you. I'm gonna be reviewing them soon, okay? I have them all right here. Let's first swatch this cream to powder brown. And wow, it is supposed to be a cream to powder formula, but it feels more cream than powder. Super soft and velvety. And look how pigmented it is. This formula has no texture. And look at the way it blends. It feels more creamy than the Natasha Denona cream to powder formula. Before I go in with the regular mattes, let me swatch the other cream to powder formula down here. Oh my gosh, I swear that it feels like straight up cream, no powder. It is a very light peachy shade. Look how creamy it is that you see my fingers smudge in there. I already cleaned my fingers. Now we're gonna move on with the regular matte, and it feels really buttery. What? That's a swatch. Look at that. No skipping. This is the other shade. And the pigmentation, it is totally there. Here I come with the fucked up swatches. I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to see it from over there. It's getting messy. But let's work with what we have. This cream to powder formula and this one right here, they are very similar. Just different formulas. And the shades, they're starting to look the same. I'm just hating that it's becoming really messy. Like I have one shade going into the other one, and I don't like that. Especially when it comes to the cream and powder formula, because this 2 shades right here, they're so creamy. If I have any of the other powders go into there, it's gonna be a complete mess. And look, I already have brown going into this light peachy shade right there. That's not a good look. Oh my gosh, God, save my sweater. Only I do this with a white sweater. I needed to wear something that was gonna match with both of the biaf, but I didn't know this was gonna be so messy. Look, I got shadow right here. All right, so here you have the warm palette, and then now let's move on to this beautiful cool tone situation right here. My fingers are clean, and we're gonna start right here with this regular matte shade. I love that color. Let's move on to one of the cream to powder formula, and look what we have right here. Wow, this shade all over the lid with something like this white, it's given. Look how pretty these two shades look together. At this point, I'm like, why didn't you just give me a full palette with this formula right here, the cream to powder formula? Let's swatch these three shades right here. They're all in the regular matte formula. It is swatching nice though. I just don't like the fallout, but we have to see how it looks on the eyes. We have 3 more shades. Don't ask me why I did the swatches like this, okay? But here you have all the cool. They look the same as they do in the pen. And here you have the warm. I'm just taking this off because I know that a disaster is about to happen. Oh my gosh, it happened actually. My sweater, no. We haven't played with eyeshadow in a hot minute, maybe like 2 months, and I miss it so much. So I'm so excited for this eyeshadow tutorial. We're gonna be playing with both of these palettes. I'm gonna be using one in each eye. First, we have to tape it up. I already recommend you this makeup tape. It is the best of the best. I don't know which one I wanna use first. What do you think? This one. I'm gonna start with the Gero Cosmetics eye base and the Fenty Beauty concealer brush. I'm just gonna barely dip it in here. You need the tiniest bit when it comes to this primer. Normally I always get whatever I have on my tapa or whatever I have on the edges. Try not to apply too much because this is really full coverage. And my eyelid, it is clean. I'm gonna apply it all over. We're gonna start with a packing brush. This one is the Ref 02. And I'm gonna be using this cream to powder situation right here. So I'm gonna start with this dark brown. And I'm gonna start packing it right here from the inner of my eye. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more with the same brush. And then now I'm bringing it to the end of my brow right here. So this cream to powder formula, it is giving pigmentation. I love the fact that there's no kickback, it's not powdery, it's not messy. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more of the same cream to powder brown and I'm gonna build it up a little bit more. In this formula, it is blending beautiful on top of my primer. Now I'm going to be using my Biki Beauty 206. It is also a packing brush, but it's a little bit bigger and more fluffy than the Ref 02. And I'm going to pick up a little bit of the other cream to powder formula, this one right here. And I'm basically using this shade to diffuse the edges of the brown. This shade, it is very light. You can even see it. I think it's lighter than the eye base that I have. And it is so creamy that you really don't even need no other shade to blend it. I'm just gonna clean off the same brush, and with the same brush, but now clean, I'm gonna just tap very lightly the edges. I was gonna cut the crease with Vaseline, concealer, and all that jazz, but I'm not gonna do that no more. I'm gonna be using the Rose & Benz brush. This one is the C30. And we're gonna go back with this light cream to powder formula right here that I apply right here by my brow bone, and it blends in with the primer, and we can even see it. Let's use it right now to see if it's light enough to cut the crease. Let's see how it looks. I'm gonna be picking up a little bit with this brush. And I'm going to saturate my brush really good in there. I have a lot of shadow. And then now let's cut this crease. A little bit of powder already went in here and it's fucking up a little bit. So this is cutting my crease nice and clean. Now I'm gonna be using this brush from Sonia G and I'm gonna go in with this regular matte shade right here that is very similar to this one, but powder. And I'm gonna be using it to set this cream to powder formula. This shade on the pen looks a lot lighter than on the eye. And here you're seeing the full peachy effect. And it's not the greatest for what I want to do right now. I wanted more of like a bright popping cut crease. But whatever. I also see a little tiny bit of creasing going on right there. So the powder on top of the cream to powder formula, it's having an issue. Now I'm gonna be picking up the Classic Crease from Sonia G. This is a regular blending brush. And I'm gonna be going in with this regular matte brown. And I'm gonna apply right here on my outer V. But I'm gonna be blending it on an angle like this. I'm gonna be picking a little bit more of the same brown and I'm gonna pack it right here on my outer V. Now I'm gonna be picking up my Rose and Benz E20A and I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. Why not? I'm gonna be using it to blend the brown that we have right here, and I'm just doing the tapping technique, back and forth, and I'm doing the little tapping technique right on top of the brown that we have on the outer V, and I'm going back and forth on an angle because I'm trying to give the eye the winged out shape. So now you see both of the shades right here on the outer V, and I love the way they look. Wow. Now we're gonna need a small blending brush. So I'm gonna be using my mini booster from Sonia G, and I'm trying to use all of the shades so we can see how they look. And then next we're gonna be picking up this one right here. And I'm going to apply right here on top of the orange and very tight to my upper lashes just to give the eye a little bit of dimension. And I'm barely touching my eye, like I'm doing this really light. Now I'm gonna go back with the same brush that I used to cut my crease, and I'm gonna use whatever I have here from this cream to powder shade, and I'm gonna apply right on the center of my lid just to give it a pop. And then like this, we're also gonna see how this cream to powder formula applies on top of the powder. It is a no-go. And now I'm just applying a little bit of mascara. I almost poked my fucking eye. I don't know, but for some reason I was expecting a lot more from this palette than this. This is just very little, light. I don't know, like I need more intensity, more rich, more pigmentation, more drama. This is very boring. And don't get me wrong, it looks pretty, elegant, classy. Besides the creases that we do have there and we cannot ignore because that's the mix between the two formulas. And that's not a good thing at all. Besides that, it looks okay. It's just not giving what I wanted to get. But let's do the lower lash. I'm gonna use my flat definer from Sonia G, and we're gonna see what's up with this shade right here that we haven't used it yet. And look at the mess. Like, this cream to powder formula right here looks disgusting already. Like, all the powder went in there and ew. And I'm gonna apply this all over my lower lash and a lot. We need to make something happen. Let's see if we can make the drama down here. I'm gonna go in with this regular matte brown and I'm gonna stamp it right on top, also very close to my lower lashes. So that looks better, but you see how much is creasing now? Nope, thank you. We don't want that. And we don't need that. Now I'm gonna be picking up a little bit more of my eye base from Gel Cosmetics. Make sure that you close it back up every time you use it. You don't want to leave this open. And let's prime the other eye. Now for this eye, we're going to be doing something totally different. We're going to start with the Rose and Bench brush. This one is the E20A. And let's pick up the darkest cream to powder shade. And I'm going to pick up a good amount because I want it all over my lid. And make sure that you keep it below the crease. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more. This shade, it's beautiful. So nice. A little bit more, and then now I'm just gonna pack it really good right on top. Just like this. Now I'm just cleaning the brush really good because we're gonna use it again. Hopefully it doesn't crease like it did in this eye. And it's getting worse. And then now we're gonna be going in to the other cream to powder formula, the lightest shade. We're gonna apply this on my crease and we're gonna blow it up. Picking up a little bit more. And I'm just doing the tapping technique. I'm loving the combination of these two shades right here. And look how nice they work together because they're not taking from each other. You see how this one it's a little darker and then this one it's a little bit lighter. So they're blending beautifully together. See, when you use the cream to powder formula together, it's working perfect. The problem is when you mix them up. That's what I don't like. But of course, we have to see what's up with the other shades. So I'm going to be grabbing a blending brush. This one is the Classic Crease from Sonia G. And let's go into this shade right here. And I'm going to apply right here on my outer V. Right on top of the cream to powder formula. And I'm gonna blend it in slow circular motions. It's not really blending. And look, it got patchy, you see? Now I'm going to be going in with my mini booster from Sonia G, and I'm going to be picking up the same shade that we just applied on my outer V. It's funny because I don't even know what the heck I'm doing. I'm just creating. I just want to see how all the shades perform and periods. And then now we're going to apply this right here on the inner corner of the eye. I do feel that the other eye got more creasy and patchy than this one. See? This one, it's not looking as bad. Wiping off the brush, and then now we're gonna be picking up this shade. I'm gonna apply a little bit right here. And I'm gonna make a transition between my outer V shade and the center of my lid. I'm gonna be leaving the center blank. I'm picking up a little bit more. And I'm gonna apply right here. I'm gonna do the same thing. And then now with a packing brush, I'm gonna be picking this regular matte shade right here, which is the lightest shade of the palette. And I'm gonna apply it right on the center of my lid. Perfect. Now for the lower lash, we're gonna be using the flat defender from Sonia G. And let's go in right here. And I'm gonna be applying the shade all over my lower lash. Wow, that was powdery. And then let me just wipe off my flat definer from Sonia G. And then now with the side of the same brush, I already cleaned it off. I'm gonna be picking up this cream to powder formula right here. This is the lightest one of the two. And I'm gonna stamp this right on top of my lower lashes. So you know that I always have to pop something on my tear duct. The same way that I felt with the warm palette, that I don't have something light enough for my tear duct. It is the same way that I basically feel about the cool tone one. But with this one, I'm gonna be using this shade right here. And let's pop it on my tear duct to see if it's good. I mean, I like it, but I don't love it. I'm gonna bring it a little bit right here. Let me just pack it in there really good. So the more you apply, the lighter it gets, at least. Then now for the worm, I'm using the Morphe and Makeup by Area brush. This one is the A7. I'm gonna be using this shade right here. It is the only one that I have for the tear duct. No, I don't like it. My primer is lighter than this. Let me curl my lashes, because lately they're looking small. I don't know what's going on. So here you have the look with the warm palette. Fucked up. And this one is the one with the cool. It looks better than this one, but all the shades, they look very similar on the eye. All right, babe, so moving on to my final thoughts, no BS. We have a whole dilemma and a half right here, because I like them, but I don't love them. They're definitely not must-have, and don't go run and spend money on these eyeshadow palettes, because 9 out of 10, you already have the color stories. You don't need them again. And second of all, you look at them and you think they're gonna give you what they're supposed to give you, but on the eyes, they're super boring. Like, I was bored making this video, and that's not the way it was supposed to go down. They claim to be highly pigmented, and I don't agree with that. I really thought I was gonna get a lot more pigmentation than this. But second of all, I really want to know why the two formulas that we're getting right here are not working well together. Like, there's no way for you to play with everything right here in one eye look, because you're going to be walking around with a patchy, creasy ass eye look, and people are gonna look at you like you're nuts. Like, if you don't know how to do makeup, don't do it to yourself. And we should be able to work with everything together if we wanted to, but there's no way. If you apply the cream to powder first and then the powder gets patchy. It doesn't blend well. And then if you apply the powder first and then the cream to powder on top, it gets creasy. It's just a whole mess. And don't get me wrong, I do really love the cream to powder formula. It is chef kiss, beautiful. It is actually softer and smoother and just creamier and thinner than the Natasha Denona cream to powder formula, and that says a lot. And that cream to powder formula, it blends super easy, smooth application, it looks beautiful, but we only have 2 shades in each palette, and that sucks. Like, if they were full of that cream to powder formula, I'd be telling you right now that you need it in your life. I just feel that for this, it's not worth it. I can go in with any other matte shadows in any of my palettes. Don't get me wrong, I really wanted to love them, but and then another thing is that cream to powder formula, it is more creamy than powder. So although the powder formula, it is already getting in there, and it's just not giving. Like, it's just getting way too dirty. Like, look at this cream to powder formula right here. It is super light, and you see brown shadow in there. Like, no. I just feel that for this, it's not worth it. I can go in with any other matte shadows in any other of my palettes and be happy. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you like it? You don't like it? Which one is your favorite? What do you think about the looks? I hate them. I think they're terrible, but let me know. Subscribe down below, give this video a thumbs up, and I love you to the moon and back. Mwah. See you on the next one.